Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, October the 6th. Welcome to a new week, the second week of October. I hope that you guys had a great weekend and I hope that you have an amazing week. Today I have a really fascinating, kind of funny story, also a good news story. This time out of Detroit. So I will read this and a couple of verses, I think, from the Bible, and that'll be it for today. But this is another good news story about people doing the right thing, about our humanity, this time from Detroit. I was happy when I read this, and I hope you will be too. And there is a video that goes along with it too, so I'll get right into it. This one is called "A Policing Act of Kindness After a Little Boy in Detroit Calls 911 to Chat About Soccer." And it is kind of funny. So I hope you'll go and click on the link that I'll put in the description box and check out the little boy's pictures and the video that goes along with it. After doing laundry last Saturday, Ken Porter noticed a missed call on his phone from the local police department. When I returned the call, I learned that my 4-year-old had called 911 and struck up a conversation about soccer and swimming, Micah's father told GNN. What sounded like the start of a crisis turned into one of the most unforgettable moments of my two sons' lives. 18 police vehicles ended up at their home in Farmington Hills, Michigan over the next day, a parade of kindness sparked by the child's enthusiasm. Instead of treating it as a misuse of 911, the officers invited my sons, Micah and Mitch, to tour their patrol cars, test the sirens, and speak on the loudspeaker. During the visit, Micah proudly mentioned that the next day would be his big brother Mitch's 7th birthday, and one of the officers mentioned that he might stop by to celebrate. The next morning, as we were leaving for Mitch's birthday breakfast, nearly 10 police cars filled the street. Officers were waiting in the yard with gifts and made Mitch an honorary police officer with a sticker badge and a toy police hat. Every single officer wished him a happy birthday, and the kindness didn't stop there. Later that evening, a second shift of officers returned, this time with a soccer goal net that they had purchased, ready to play a game. They even introduced Mitch and Micah to the police canine dog named Kane. This simple act of kindness transformed into a story of empathy, joy, and community my sons will never forget, said Mr. Porter. We are deeply grateful to the Farmington Hills Police Department for showing what good policing looks like at its very best. Pretty good story, pretty amazing. What great police officers from probably a pretty good police department is like. So kudos to these guys for what they did for these little boys. They could have reacted completely differently because that is not a proper use of calling 911, but little boys, little kids don't know any better. What an amazing thing to do, celebrating the little boy's birthday and stopping by and doing all that. I love to see things like that. Police officers are amazing people, and they just don't get the credit that they need. All you see is the negative things that happen, and those happen so infrequently. 90%, 95%, I imagine, in my experience, of police officers and law enforcement people are doing the right thing for the right reasons, and they are great Americans. So I applaud these people. What a great example for these two little boys. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was an amazing story. So I'll read a couple of Bible verses here, and that'll probably be it for today. Hebrews 13:16. Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. Proverbs 19:17. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. Proverbs 22:9. Blessed are those who are generous because they feed the poor. Romans 12:13. When God's people are in need, be ready to help them. Always be eager to practice hospitality. Proverbs 3:27. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. I like that one. A lot of times we are able to do things to help other people, and we're not, and we don't do it. I've always tried to teach my children. I have 3 boys. Some of you know, some of you may not know. But I always try to teach them what I was taught as a young man growing up, is that when you see something wrong or you see someone in need and you don't at least try to help them, you become part of their problem. When you have the ability to help someone, to make a situation better, and you don't do it, you become part of that problem too. So I hope that you will do what you can in the world today to help someone else. And I hope that you found some encouragement in this little short story today. Anyway, there are a lot of good people out there in the world. God loves you, and I love you, and I hope to see you back tomorrow. Good day.